First things first, if you're watching on the YouTubes, do make sure that you click on the subscribe button and also the bell so you get notified when new videos come on. If you're watching somewhere else, you're just going to go over to YouTube. At the end of this video, search my first and last name, click on the subscribe button and the bell so you get notified when new videos come on. Not just because I know my stuff and I'm probably the preeminent genius in this entire field. Like I have a little swagger around that, you guys. And I think that if you're going to be learning from somebody, they better have some swagger in saying that they know their stuff, right? I know it because I've done it. So I definitely have some swag around that. But not only are you going to learn the right way to do things, you guys, but you win stuff. So once a week, we pick a name that is both subscribed to YouTube and comments on the YouTube videos. And then we send you some. So let me get out of there. Let me say hi to some of you guys. Katie Lynn, hello. Hello, Cindy. And Charlotte, hello. Rachel, good morning. Lorna, good morning. Sue, hello. Martha, happy hump day. Hump day. Hump day. Cindy, confidence is beautiful. We should all own it. Heck yes, exactly. I mean, if I can't tell you what I know, how are you going to know to learn from me? Right? I mean, I want to learn from somebody who's like, listen, I know what I know, what I know. Also, I don't know this other thing. So I'm really bad at fixing cars. So don't learn about fixing cars from me. But if you want to build your business from home in a way that you don't have to use Facebook ads, and eventually when you have it all set up, you're working 5 to 10 hours a week. If that sounds interesting to you, this is the one you need to learn from, period. Okay. All right. Oh, Shelly. Hey, beautiful Martha. Canada misses you. Oh, man. I miss Canada. Morning, everybody. Joy, seriously, one of my goals will be that confident in sharing what I'm good at. That's what, I mean, HBR, y'all. HBR. HBR. Okay. So what we're going to talk about today, you guys, is why the wrong automation could kill your business. So all you have to do is wander around the Googles just a little bit. To see all of the people talking about how you need to automate your business. You have to automate, you have to automate, you have to automate. And they're all essentially selling you services that automate your business. Weird, right? Weird. Okay. So anyway, let's go ahead and talk about how it can be good and then how it shouldn't be used. Okay, because yeah, I'm all for automation, 100% all for automation, but you have to be careful with it or you'll completely kill your business. Okay, so whenever I quit my job and I started my own business, it was as ClickFunnels was starting out. So ClickFunnels, for those of you that don't know, ClickFunnels, it didn't start this whole automation game, but it definitely made it like mainstream. So, and they build their entire business on selling a product that then you use to automate sales and that sort of thing. Okay. So I'm not telling you to buy ClickFunnels. I actually use something else. And if you want to message me, I'm happy to tell you. But, whenever I started was when they were coming up. So as I was looking around at how to build my own business, I was seeing ClickFunnels stuff everywhere or other companies that were competing with them. And they're all over the place, okay? And I remember like starting to actually work with it. And then I quickly realized that if you're not careful and you use all this automation, here's how they get you, how they hook you into their message, is they say, you don't have to work at all. You can automate everything and just build a business, create something, make it evergreen, which then makes it, evergreen means that it will always be relevant no matter what the time, no matter what the day or anything is, it will always be relevant. And so they say, create this evergreen content and then you will not ever have to work at all because you will automate all systems and processes within the business. On paper, that makes sense. In reality, it's how you kill a business or don't even get it started at all. Okay. I'm going to go through three things that you need to know in order to do automation correctly that is not only going to not crush your business in the process, but will actually allow you to thrive and save time, but not lose the most important part of your business, which is you. Okay? So, here we go. And let me just say, in that story I was just talking about, I tried and failed. I tried to do it the way that, and I'm good at following directions. I tried to do it the way they said to do it, and it is a fail. Okay? There's nobody that does it well, and I'll explain why. Not even the gurus. The gurus don't have trust. Even the gurus that email me, I get their emails, all of the stuff. There's no trust. There's no loyalty. Okay? It's just a smattering of messages. Anyway, let me go ahead. Let me get into this. Disjointed messages. I'm just going to soapbox about it for a second. Number one, you guys, you can't automate the human out. So whenever they say, well, you're not going to have to be in your business at all. You can just create this business that you don't even have to be a part of, right? And it's just going to be successful forever and ever, amen. Wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. Couldn't be more wrong, okay? Couldn't be more wrong. Here's why. Is because the moment that you automate a human being out of the situation, you become just like every brand that's saying, hey, buy my stuff, hey, buy my stuff, hey, buy my stuff, hey, buy my stuff. You're not having community. You're not having relationships with your people. You're not consistently testing the pulse of understanding what the needs are. Have the needs changed? Your people that you create this, what if you're doing this evergreen stuff, if you create that for your people in 2020, or let's say 2019, and don't change it, haven't changed it at all, and are like, why isn't it doing as well? Well, the world changed last year, but you didn't. You have to, and that's just like a macro. That's a really big thing that everybody can understand. But our world is always changing. And our people's needs, their desires and their dreams, and what we can help them do is constantly in flux. It's always changing, you guys. And if we can't be part of that change, if we can't bob and weave with what they need, they will go away. And they will find somebody else that seems to be answering their problem. You're not going to build a sustainable forever and ever, amen, business on fully automated practice. You can't. The only people that have that are making any sort of income on that at all are people that are spending 50 to 100 grand on Facebook ads and Google ads every month. And then their bottom line is still not great, because after you spend 50 to 100 grand, your bottom line ain't hot, right? So they're trying to teach you how to grow your business while spending 50 to 100 grand on ads on their business. Now, if you're in a position to spend 50 to 100 grand on ads for your business, then sure, go learn from them how to do that. But I would venture to say most people aren't in that position. I'm also going to say shame on them for making people feel like it's as easy as that and they don't have to be spending that much on ads when they turn around and do precisely that. If they can't be successful in their own model without having to use Facebook and Google ads, then what is really going on? Right? What's really going on? That means their own model isn't successful, okay? You have to know who you're paying attention to. You have to know who you're trying to learn from. Are they successful in the model that they're teaching you? Or are they teaching you something that they don't really do themselves? Right? All right. Discernment, you guys. So you can't automate the human out. The moment that you automate the human out, you're done. Okay? Humans need humans. We as business owners should want community with our people. If you don't want community with your people, why are you doing this? And if you're only doing it to make money, I'm going to tell you right now, you're not going to be successful. Go find something else to do. I love you so much. You need to be in it for the success of your people. And so again, if you're really in it for the success of your people, which then begats money and begats positive impact in the world, all of the good stuff that we get to do, then let's hang out. Then let's do this. But if you're just in it for the dollars, you're watching the wrong girl. All right. Number 2, automate tasks that you just do over and over and over again to save time. That's where automation should come in. So whenever somebody signs up with you for your program, are they manually doing it and then you have to add them to the program, yada, yada, yada? Okay, you should probably have an automation for that. So when they sign up, they automatically get added to your program. They automatically get an onboarding situation. They automatically get this, this, and this. That is tasks, right? Those are tasks. Those are things that, you know, if you have 100 people sign up in a day, is that something you want to do over and over and over again or not? Now, the part that you don't automate out is the conversation with somebody as they're getting ready to sign up. What questions do you have? You know, depending on the price point of your product, and we do all of this in HBR, but depending on the price point of your product, like if it's a higher price point, you need to have a conversation with somebody first just to make sure that it's a good fit for them, right? Also to make sure that they're a good fit for your community, okay? So that said, that is where the human part needs to be there. The human part needs to be in social media. The human part needs to be in our groups that we set up, right? The human part needs to be in the writing of the emails. People say, do you have email campaigns? No. And then they're like, what? You mean you don't have email campaigns? No, I don't. Because an email campaign quickly, to me, looks stilted and sideways. It feels, and I believe that everybody can feel the emotion of a writer coming through. It feels canned and it feels sterile. And so when you get an email from me, I literally was sitting down typing it out that day right before I sent it. Because I want to be in real life with you. Now, does it get sent out to everybody at the same time? Yes. So I don't write, thousands of emails. But the email that I do write was written that day. It wasn't a drip campaign. Okay. Now, is there a good way to do an automated email? Also, yes. So whenever somebody signs on to something or joins something of yours, it's fantastic to be able to send out an email. So like if they sign up for a freebie or a lead magnet or something, it's great to be able to send out an email and say, hey, here's your lead magnet, here's your freebie. Don't use that language, but here's the thing that I promised you. Also, here's where you can get some free trainings. Here's where you can learn a little bit more about me. Here's where I've got this stuff for you. So they can follow you on different channels. That's your one chance for them to see all of that stuff in one place. So that's a fantastic thing, and that's an automation. But you see, you haven't automated the human out because that's just, they don't expect you to send them an email. They expect an automation at that point. But whenever you're emailing people, like I email twice a week, Tuesday and Thursday, but whenever I'm emailing people, it's me writing that email that day. I have it on my to-do list and then I cross it off after I do it. That is where we don't automate the human out of it. And we're automating tasks that need to happen. Onboarding onto programs is a perfect way to use automation. And automating the tasks that that takes, right? So if you're in network marketing and somebody joined your team, it's great to have an automation of tasks there. Okay, cool. Here's how you log in. And then you send them an email and a little video of like how to be able to log in. Here's what the back end of your site's like. Here's how you can place your order every month. Here's how you can do auto renew, da 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 da. All of these things, and then let them know that they should probably save that into a folder so they've got it for future reference, right? That's a fantastic use of automation because it makes everybody's life easier, but it doesn't take an expected human relationship out of it. It actually just makes things better. Does that make sense? Let me know if you guys are having questions as we're going through this, because at the end, I'm going to be going through the questions if you have any, okay? Number 3, you guys, the perfect blend of human and automation is where the sweet spot is. Your sweet spot in actually growing your business in the way that I have done, remember, ding, ding, have done, not have seen somebody else do and said I could do it too, did it, okay? Did it, created this entire strategy, and now I'm teaching other people how to do it too, okay? So what I have done is I've married human contact, human relationships, human bonding, and all of the everything that a human being needs in order to grow in the capacity. So I teach business, but in whatever capacity a human needs to grow, I teach you guys how to do that. So you guys, I'm not teaching people how to be like business coaches. You can be whatever you want to be. I teach you how to be able to do this from home in a way that's very feasible and you don't need Facebook ads, okay? So I teach in the way where we can create this community, but then there's also automation on the back end for the tasks, for the stuff that is made easy. So lead magnet stuff, right? The automation where it needs to be, but not too automated, where somebody's like, I feel like I might be talking to a robot right now. When you message my Facebook business page, you get me. When you message my Facebook business page, that is not a robot. I do have people ask me that. I do have people say, am I really talking to you? Is this a bot? And then I'll say something funny or I'll send a voice message. That's it. It is not a bot. I do not do that within where I'm talking to you, okay? So the perfect blend of human and automation is where the sweet spot is. You need to have that human contact with people and then also the automation. That is where your business is going to be very scalable, but you're not going to get disconnected from your people and how you can continuously serve those people. Okay. So if you are watching this right now and you're like, okay, so I've been following some of the gurus. I think I know who you're talking about. I'm talking about all of them, okay? They all do this. There's one specifically that completely relies on webinars. There's actually a lot that completely rely on webinars. Webinars are old, okay? Webinars are like not even your mama's stuff, okay? Webinars are old. Just saying. There's a correct way to do that concept, the concept of a webinar, nothing wrong with that. But how many people are signing up for webinars these days? Because you know what's going to happen. You're about to be sold something, right? Why are you going to spend an hour or two on a webinar just to be sold something? People aren't doing it. Same reason people aren't going to be signing up for discovery calls. You guys, the same things you think about stuff is what everybody else thinks about stuff. Trust your gut, okay? So are you signing up for a discovery call? Like, I want to talk to this coach and be discovered. No, you know that you're about to be sold something. And then you know you're going to be on a call with somebody. It's going to get real uncomfortable. And you're going to be like, I don't want to even jump on that call and then be sold something and have to say no. Am I right? Prove me wrong. Okay? For real, you guys. It's this old stuff don't work. Let's stop spending our time and our money on stuff that doesn't work. Okay? So, that said, the stuff that I'm teaching, if you're listening to me right now and you're like, okay, I've done that stuff. And yeah, it ain't working for me. There's nothing wrong with you. That stuff don't work. Remember how I said people change, environments change, communities change, the world changes? It did, and it left that stuff behind probably 3 years ago. That long ago. Okay? There's nothing wrong with you. You're not doing it wrong. That don't work. So, if you're wanting to actually be able to do it correctly, what your next step is to jump into HBR. Okay? HBR is where I literally teach you everything that I have done to create my own business from home. And I'm not here, like I said, I'm not here to teach people to be business coaches and stuff like that. I have people teaching all sorts of stuff. It's whatever your thing is. So I show you how to uncover what your thing is, who your people are first, how you're going to serve those people, and then how to do it, how to get all of the gears in place so they all work together. So essentially what you're doing is at the end, when it's all set up, you're making a post or you're doing a thing and it cranks the wheels. All the gears work together and it cranks the wheels. And that's when you're at 5 to 10 hours a week. That's what we do. I'm not telling you something that I don't do. When you're in HBR, if you're in HBR, go ahead and let people know you see every day, you see me doing what I teach in HBR. I don't teach something and then do something else. I teach precisely what I do. So much so that if you're in HBR, you can see what I'm doing and then you can be like, okay, I saw what she did there. Here's how I can make that work in my own business. That's the whole purpose. It's the whole purpose. I'm completely transparent, you guys, completely transparent. Now, for those of you that aren't in HBR yet, you see the iceberg above the water. So you see a little bit and you're like, you can probably be like, I kind of see what she's doing there. Once you see everything beneath the water, you're going to be like, oh, I get it. And then you get to start doing it. Okay? So in HBR, just to give you guys a heads up, it's the perfect blend of human and automation. HBR is the perfect blend. We have weekly momentum calls for those of you that are like, but what do you do? What is HBR? We have weekly momentum calls, which are essentially group coaching calls. We have them once a week, every week for life. You pay once for HBR and you have group coaching every single week for life. You will not see that anywhere else. You'll see it for 6 weeks or 10 weeks or 12 weeks, typically not longer than 12 weeks. You have it for life. Okay, so there's that. We also have, it's all encompassing done with you program. So let me explain what done with you means really quick. So there are 3 different types of programs and everybody should have 3 different types of programs. A do it yourself. So those are the low dollar programs where you're doing it yourself, right? So like I have different workshops, bat signal workshops, stuff like that, where it's do it yourself. It's DIY. It's really hands off. You're doing it yourself. It makes sense. It's low dollar and that's how it should be. Done with you is what HBR is. So done with you means you're doing it yourself, but we come alongside you. So we have the momentum calls and I have a group of coaches that you can email within the program to be able to get unstuck with different things. We're doing it with you. Okay, that's what HBR is. So we don't leave you alone. We don't allow you to stay stuck. You come to us and we say, okay, here's what I would do here. Here's what I would do here. That's what HBR is. Okay, so done with you. And then of course there's another product where it's done for you. That's going to be coming out a little bit later in the next couple of months. But you'll have to be in HBR to even be able to do that anyway. And yeah, and then we have the e-commerce site coming out here really soon, where I'm going to have you guys in HBR be able to sell your own products on my site. And it's not an additional monthly fee or anything like that, okay? You're going to be able to sell your stuff on my site, and I'm going to bring people to the site to be able to buy from you, okay? We're turning the industry upside down. When I say I'm the preeminent genius in this space, I am. And I'm turning the industry upside down. I'm calling out the liars, I'm calling out the fakes, and I'm turning it upside down, or dare I say right side up. Okay, that's what's happening. If you want to be successful at home, you need to be on my team. You need to be in my space. Okay, you need to be in HBR, period. Okay. All right, now the way that you would jump in, just a quick thing here. The way that you jump in is you go to Livin the Dream with Martha, which is my Facebook business page. Message me the words case study, rainbows and unicorns, the tortoise and the hare, whatever you want to message me, makes no difference. Like I said, it's not going to be a bot. You're going to get a real live person. So don't worry about that. It's not going to be a weird situation. We'll go over a few questions and then I'll give you the details of the program. If you would like in, then that's awesome. If not, what people typically do is they'll wait 6 months and then they'll come back and be like, okay, I'm ready now. And that's fine. But what you've lost is 6 months. So just make sure that, I mean, if you're feeling the tap to do this thing, let's just do this, right? It's time to actually just make things happen for yourself. And so whenever I was talking earlier about the sweet spot, the human and the automation, like the sweet spot of being human and having the automation together, that is when you can bring yourself down to 5 to 10 hours a week. When that stuff is all set up, that's where you bring down, where you make a post here and you make a post there. And then you've really got time to be thinking, do I want to create another program? Do I want to add to this? Do I want to, that's the stuff that I get to spend time doing now, is really just dreaming of what my people need and then being able to implement that, right? So that's where my time gets to be spent at this point. I'm not in the rat race. You're not in the rat race whenever you have a good human and automation situation set up. That is the good stuff, okay? That's your 5 to 10 hours a week. That's when you're there. So let me see what questions you guys have. Let's see. Ha, Joy, she ain't lying, y'all. Join HBR. Michelle, yes, it's a get it done together squad. Yep. Martha, HBR is legit. A brilliant combination of business strategy, wisdom, technique, step-by-step, individual pace, support, deep level, sustainable movement forward, and abundance of resources. Man, Martha, you crushed that. Dang. Dang. LaShonda, Martha equals preeminent. You guys, I'm okay with having swag around that. There was a time where I would be like, oh, shucks, oh, gosh. But I have to own that. I have to own that I'm the preeminent genius in this space, because if you don't know that I am, then you're going to mess around and you're going to work with somebody else and you're going to be like, I can't build my business. No, they can't. They can't. And you're spending time and you're spending money, and time's the thing we can't get back. Money we'll get back, and that's fine. Time you can't ever get back. And the loss of confidence over time spent doing something that isn't sustainable and isn't going to work for you is something that could paralyze you and completely take you out of the game. So you have to be so careful with your mind whenever you're working with other folks, and understand that it may not work for you. And it probably isn't, okay? Rachel, also thank you for breaking down that time breakdown. After it's all set up, you get to 5 to 10 hours a week. Heck yes. Carolyn, how long did it take you to get to the 5 to 10 hours a week? It took me about, I don't know, 2 months. 2 months. Once I had my stuff that I knew I was doing, like I knew I was going to do this stuff. I had it all in my, my tasks. Once I had it all set up, it took about 2 months for me to really be in that space. But that was after I already knew what I was going to do, how I was going to serve. Some of the products were already created. That's how long it took. That's a really good question, though. I'm glad you asked. Megan, Martha, you're the most transparent coach I've ever met. I have literally just duplicated what you do, and my business just keeps growing and growing. That's it. I tell you exactly what I do. I tell you exactly what I do. Nobody else does this stuff, you guys, for real. But that's fine. If you want to hold off on it, hold off on it. It's up to you. Just know you're deferring your own success. Anyway, I love you guys. I will see you later. Bye-bye.